Interest rates have spiked in 2022. Everybody's terrified of what that means for their home values. Let's break this down and figure out what's actually going on. Hi, this is John Carle, and today I'm going to talk about the number one question that's on the mind of every Canadian out there, whether you're buying, selling, or just staying put where you are. How are these interest rates going to affect property values? How are they going to affect your monthly payments? Is the sky falling? Is this the end of Chicken Little? Well, to be blunt, if you look at a national study, a national statistic, yeah, these interest rates are killing us. You're hearing about massive drops in values in Toronto and Vancouver, and that is cooling the entire nation because those two cities are dominant in the statistics of what's going on in Canada. If Toronto and Vancouver are booming, that means the country statistically is booming. And if those two cities are dropping in value or slowing down, that means nationally, it doesn't matter what the rest of us are doing, our national statistics are slowing down. But we all know that real estate is local. So what's happening in our local market here in Edmonton, St. Albert, Sherwood Park, and even Alberta? What's happening here as a result of these interest rates? Well, the best way I can describe it is think about a pot of water. It's boiling up near like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's really, really hot. And these interest rates, they're meant to cool that down. So in Toronto, Vancouver, it cooled it. Like it's down room temperature. But here in Alberta, it's cooled it down to like 80, 85 degrees. It's still really hot. Why is that? Well, the same reason that we've had every boom in Alberta for the last 60 or more years. Energy. We are a mass producer of energy, and the globe needs energy right now, particularly with Russia being mostly off the market because of their war with the Ukraine. Alberta oil is desirable. Alberta energy is what people are after. So we are not only pumping out more oil and more natural gas than we probably ever have, but we're pumping it out at more than $100 a barrel. And that means the Alberta economy is in a boom. That surplus of money means a whole bunch of people are going back to work. It means a whole bunch of people are getting higher paying jobs. And it's also going to mean that the provincial coffers are going to have a lot of money in them, which means there'll be more money for teachers, more money for nurses. We're going to stop hearing, hopefully, all of this talk about cutting those salaries and cutting those positions because they are the core of our community and we should be supporting our teachers and our nurses. That's my personal belief. But they're going to be employed. They have less to worry about now than they did a year or two ago. We're out of COVID. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, but ultimately, because of the massive amount of money coming in from this oil boom, we as a province are going to be somewhat shielded from what's going on in the rest of the country. So house values in Alberta, while they didn't spike like they did in Toronto and Vancouver, they're also not going to crash like they did in Toronto and Vancouver because we're very well shielded as a result of this energy boom. Keep an eye on the value of oil. That'll tell you when you should be expecting things to change, but I don't see it changing for at least a year, 2 years, maybe. As long as there's a war in Europe, I think that we can confidently say there's going to be a desire for Canadian energy and we're going to be all right. So is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? Should you get out of your house before, the things crash? I don't see, even with the slowdown of the economy, a crashing of values. We haven't seen a massive spike in values. We've seen an increase, but we haven't seen $500,000 increase like they did in Toronto. We also haven't seen any significant increases in values in homes in Alberta for almost 10 years. 2013 prices, 2022 prices are pretty similar to each other. We're not going to see it drop below, I don't think. The increases we've seen recently, really, I think that was partly a market correction because our economy was so suppressed with the low value of oil at the time over the last decade. So there you have it. That's my thought on things. It's still a great time to purchase a home. It's still a good time to upsize. If you're looking to get out of your big home and move into a condo, that's not a bad deal either. This is a market of opportunity. There's so many options out there for you. Take advantage of your opportunities. Thank you very much. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime.